Arvind Thakur, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of NIIT Technologies joins us. That's really the talk of the day. Arvind, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the deal. Now the market curiosity is also huge. First, I'll start with something which is of immense market curiosity. NIIT Limited will get nearly $500 million, less than $500 million. What are you planning to do with that cash? Is a fat dividend coming to NIIT Limited shareholders?
I think you're asking that question to the wrong person, because I represent NIIT Technologies Limited. Perhaps that question should be addressed to the leadership and the board of NIIT Limited.
I mean, I'm just asking you because I'm sure, it's a promoter group, so that's why. I mean, you can choose not to answer it. But let's talk about NIIT Tech. Why has NIIT Tech decided to, get in a private equity promoter? What is that they will be able to do differently, which you will not be able to do? And what are the synergies on table because of this deal?
Okay, so I think this whole exercise has been part of a succession planning exercise where we first undertook an exercise of leadership succession. We've inducted a new CEO, which is Sudhir Singh, who has put together a first-class management team which has been running the business now and delivering enormous results, for the last 8 quarters. And now we are looking at the ownership succession, where we have brought in a strategic investor, and Bearings Private Equity Asia has been identified as the strategic investor, which basically their philosophy is to partner with the existing management team to build and fuel growth. And this is something that they will be doing to assist the existing management team. They would provide access, to their portfolio companies. They have a huge network of advisors and key professionals who have the ability to provide the right introductions to the organization. One of the big challenges which a mid-sized company has is visibility in the marketplace. Bearings through their network would be able to provide that visibility, and so we see a lot of value in their partnering and in their investment in the organization.
Arvind, do you think Bearing PE's open offer, which has come in at 1394 rupees per share, which is just a 3 to 4% premium to Friday's price, will actually succeed in them picking up this additional 26% stake? And if so, by when do you see this open offer process getting completed?
Well, I'm sure that's for the investors to decide. Obviously, the price is superior to what the current prevailing market price is, and I think various analysts have also opined that it's a healthy price. So it's for them to make individual decisions.
So you assume or you think that they will succeed with this 26% additional stake buy?
I would think so.
Okay. And how do you see Bearing PE adding value to NIIT Tech? I mean, will it be just an investor, or have you discussed how some of their portfolio companies could bring you deals and new business opportunities? Because we've seen that in the case of, say, a Blackstone and Emphasis.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, that is what I just explained earlier as well. That is certainly one very significant value add that they'll bring. In addition, also, I think they come with a lot of experience around structuring compensation packages, to drive, behavior towards growth. We expect, that experience also to support the organization. We see experience with respect to mergers and acquisition also being very critical and important, particularly at this time when companies are transforming their businesses and getting more focused on digital. So there are a number of factors around which Baring would be adding a lot of value to the organization.
Right, Arvind, now Baring PE also owns about a 63% in Hexaware and is a promoter. Do you believe now with this move taking place there's going to be any sort of conflict of interest?
No, in fact, I think their philosophy is to enhance value of each of the assets in which they have invested in. They'll be run as independent companies. We'll continue to compete in the marketplace. So I see no conflict at all.
Just to understand that, do you think NIIT Technologies, is Baring committed to keep NIIT Technologies listed and there is going to be no merger between Hexaware and NIIT Tech? I mean, is that the broad understanding with Barings?
Yes, indeed. As I mentioned, they want to run these companies as independent companies. In fact, consolidation would probably be more disruptive, and they are committed actually that they will not consolidate with any of their portfolio companies at least for another 2 years. So the whole idea is to run these two as independent companies.
For someone who's a shareholder of NIIT Tech, what is the right way of looking at this deal? A deal where the founding fathers and the promoters have exited, or a deal where Barings has come in? Barings is not a is not a promoter. They are a private equity investor. They are in here to make their investment and ultimately monetize the investment. So for a minority shareholder, what is the best way to look at it? Because when founding promoters they exit, that also is an indication that either they are not interested in the business or they don't think the business will scale up.
I think as far as the other investors are concerned, they need to view this as a very, very orderly succession plan. The founders have been with the business for over 30 years, and and they have put into place a leadership team which has been running the company very, very successfully. And now they have brought in a new set of investors who are only going to support the management team. So the way to view this whole transaction is to view it as a very orderly succession plan that has been implemented for the sustainability of the entity.
I don't want to get this wrong, but do you think the founding promoters are simply cashing out because they just have had a good life and want to enjoy a good life and they don't want to be involved in a managing of a company, or this is an indication that with the current team they need to get an expertise like Baring to take the business to a next level? What is the inside story? I'm just curious. Pardon my direct question here.
Well, when NIIT Technologies was demerged in 2004, NIIT and the promoters, they had basically maintained a certain equity stake in the company. And the idea for that was to use equity as currency for growth. In those days, people, companies would give small equity to acquire a line of business, in the early 2000s. So that was the idea at that point in time. So over the years, we've actually been looking at the right partner, and the right partner needed to be a partner which was able to ensure that all the stakeholders, which is our customers, our employees, as well as shareholders, are taken care of when they invest. So in this case, when you look at Barings, we see them continuing to support the management, which takes care of its employees as well as customers, and also they have provided a price which is attractive for other minority shareholders to take advantage of in the open offer. So I think all in all, it works out very well for all the constituents and stakeholders.
Sure, you know, the promoters must have also told you that what are they planning to do with the, you know, with the cash which will come to them. Is there a non-competing clause? I mean, what is the plan in place for the promoter group now?
Well, the promoter group are basically focused on the education business, both as a company. NIIT Limited, as you know, is a leader in IT training. So the money that the company would get would obviously be used to transform their business in that space. Both the other individual promoters are also very passionate about education. As you know, they also support a university. So I'm sure they will have their own plans with respect to how they want to utilize their money. But if you ask me candidly, their passion is around education. So I guess they'll make investments around either technologies or ventures relating to education.
All right, thank you so much for taking time out and joining in, and once again congratulations on the culmination of this deal. Okay, that's the take coming in from the management of NIIT Tech. Remember, we're talking about how this deal has finally taken place with Baring PE getting stake 1313 on the stock price, and of course you have NIIT Limited, which is soaring in trade.